Hello and welcome to Early Years Explorers, the podcast where creativity meets discovery in the world of early childhood. I'm Afaf Zaidan, or as the kids call me, Miss Afaf, a preschool teacher with nearly 2 decades of teaching experience, a lifelong learner, and someone who's fully embraced that glitter is now a permanent part of my wardrobe. About a third of my career has been dedicated to early childhood education, and yes, I can confidently say that I've found my calling. So whether you're an educator, a parent, or just someone fascinated by the tiny tornadoes we call children, you're in the right place to explore, learn, and laugh along with me. Hi there, and welcome to my very first episode of Early Years Explorers. Honestly, I'm thrilled that you hit play and join me on this adventure. You see, this podcast has been simmering in the back of my mind for a long time. A mix of classroom stories, coffee-fueled reflections, and that persistent feeling that the early years deserve a bigger spotlight. Because among the sea of podcasts out there, the early years still don't get enough love, enough laughter, or enough credit. So here we are, giving voice to the magic, the mess, and the meaning that lives in those early moments of childhood. Let's kick off with the big, beautiful question. Why do the early years matter so much? Besides the obvious fact that this is the only profession where you can have a deep and heartfelt conversation about emotions while wearing a finger puppet and dodging a flying block, the early years are everything. Everything. We're talking about the foundational stage, from birth to around the age of 7, when the brain is doing the most intense, rapid development. It's when children are shaping their sense of self. They're learning how to be a part of a group, how to express emotions, regulate them, communicate, explore, imagine, question, and connect. It's when a child starts to understand who they are and how they belong in the world. And yes, sometimes that understanding is loudly announced by roaring, "I'm a dinosaur!" every 5 seconds. Honestly, iconic energy. Never lose that, kids. These years aren't just cute. They're critical. They're not a warm-up act for real learning in primary school. They are the real learning. So if you're ready to unpack that with real talk, humour, heart, and probably a sprinkler of glitter, you're in the right place. Let's explore the early years together. All right, here's something that might just blow your mind. Remember what I said earlier about when the brain is doing its most intense rapid development? Well, that's very true. You see, research says 90% of a child's brain development happens by the age of 5. That's intense. So I'll let that sink in for a moment. 5. By the age of 5. That's before they learn to spell, before they can multiply anything beyond sharing snacks, and definitely before year 1 or KG. Their brains are wiring up at lightning speed. And depending on where you are in the world, that could mean all this growth is happening before formal schooling even begins. Huge, right? So what does that mean for us as early childhood education? Well, it means that what we do matters a lot. It matters a lot. Yes, we sing songs. Yes, we finger paint. Yes, sometimes we spend way too long talking about dinosaurs or debating whether snack time is better than playtime, eating or playing. Spoiler alert, it's a tie. They love eating, they love playing. But behind those playful moments, we're also laying the neurological groundwork for emotional regulation, learning how to manage big feelings in little bodies, language development, from babble to storytelling, social skills, taking turns, sharing, resolving conflicts with more words and fewer elbows, independence, putting on shoes, making choices, trusting their own voice. So next time someone gives you that look and says, here it is. Oh, you teach preschool? You can smile calmly, confidently, and imagine inviting them to spend one morning encouraging turn-taking, scaffolding language during play, managing big emotions, and helping build the foundations of a child's lifelong learning, all while navigating a classroom that somehow turned into a jungle, a bakery, and a space station simultaneously. We know the truth. It takes someone special to do what we do in preschool. Preschool isn't a warm-up. It's the main stage. And we're not just teaching. We're shaping futures, one sticky hand and sparkly moment at a time. So here's a story for you. One morning, during playtime, a child looked up at me with wide eyes and asked, "Miss Afaf, is this big school or baby school?" I think he wanted the reassurance that he's actually 3.5 now, so he's in big school. So here it was. I smiled and I said, "Well, that depends. If big school means singing at full volume and people wiping their noses on their sleeves, then yes, this is absolutely big school." Of course, the only part he got was the last sentence and seemed very proud and grown up. Then I handed him a tissue and carried on like it was a totally normal day. So why this podcast? Well, I wanted to create a space that's real, relatable, and rooted in the joy and occasional chaos of early childhood education. To share real stories from the classroom, the moments that make us laugh, cry, or question our career choices for about 30 seconds before a child says something unexpectedly profound and we remember why we're here. These stories matter. They remind us we're not alone, even when we're covered in glue and our coffee is cold. To explore big ideas like behaviour, play-based learning, and resilience, because behind every "why won't they sit still" is a brain still developing. Behind every tower of blocks is a lesson in persistence, problem solving, and sometimes patience. Let's talk about what really goes on beneath the surface, backed by research, experience, and sometimes glitter. To give you a little inspiration, or at least something to smile about during your commute. Whether you're listening in the car, during nap time, during clean-up time, or while hiding in the art cupboard for a moment of peace, no judgment. This podcast is your reminder that what we do matters and that laughter really is a survival skill in this job. These episodes will be mainly solo, like today's Cozy Kickoff, where I'll share practical tips, reflective moments, and the occasional gentle rant, because sometimes things just need to be said. Like, why are scissors always missing? I mean, I never know where my scissors are, ever. So, if you're into meaningful mess, magical moments, and a touch of sarcasm, welcome to the club. You found your people! This podcast is for the educators dancing their way through transitions, the parents wondering if indoor voices are a myth, and anyone who knows the power of early connections. And yes, I am still finding glitter in my shoes, in my car, and suspiciously in places it shouldn't be. It's fine. I've embraced it. It's not just a mess. It's a lifestyle. Thanks for joining me on Early Years Explorers. If you enjoyed today's episode, please follow the show, leave a review, and share it with someone who knows the true value of a fresh pack of markers. I'm Afaf, and I'll see you next time. Same snack time, same circle time.